Hello YouTube, this is Tammy Pie and I'm back with another video. This is birthday Decan video number 4 and tarot collection video number 9. So we've come to kind of the end of the collection video. There's a couple lanyard pieces that I might have to do just one more video regarding, but these are the last 20 or so decks that have come into the collection over the last, I'd say 18 months, maybe 2 years. Yeah, so many of these have videos. There's an unboxing of the ones I got from someone else's declutter. There is, of course, a couple of videos about primordial dreams. There's a couple videos. The Newts haul. But for the sake of the collection video, we're going to do these last 20 or so decks. This is the Alleyman's Tarot, and this was a really successful Kickstarter, right? This was just a really good idea. It comes together like it's a single deck, but every back and front is different. And these are, I think some of them were actually designed for the deck. But for the most part, I think they came from other decks. Cards that had already been designed. I was especially happy to see these because I don't have this deck. And I'm always thinking about it. But you know, we're more careful about what we bring into the collection. So it's really nice to have this kind of selection of tarot artwork. Oh, this is where I had them separated. Uh-oh. Okay. All right. I'm going to put these back the way they were and back in the box before I make some kind of error in judgment, which I am later sorry for. Okay, so that's the Alleyman's Tarot. This Might Hurt, which I bought secondhand after spending years and years saying, should I get this one? Should I get the Modern Witch one? Is this too young for me? This deck always felt a little young for me. But it isn't. It's a nice, friendly, works for just about anyone. This edging has taken a little beating because it gets shuffled, you know, it gets used. So that is This Might Hurt, and this is the independent version by Isabella Rotman. Fan favorite in the community. This is my Tarot of the Dead, which I got from Julie. She gave it to me as a gift. We got movie reels. Oops. All the people in this deck are skeletons. What's not to love? Movie reels, pens, pistols, and I think it's coffins. Coffins are the cups. Yeah, coffins. So that's a fun deck. Really happy to have that. I used to look at this deck and think, maybe not. Lonely Dreamer, 3rd edition, which I bought off of Liz at West Star Healings Declutter. This is great, man. This was a deck I had been told that I would love, and I do. I haven't spent any time with it. So that's something that needs to happen this year. Oh, look at that gorgeousness. Wow. And it will, and it is. I'm already playing with it. The other deck I got from Liz was the Keymaster Tarot. And again, she decluttered it because she hadn't touched it. So it is pristine, in perfect condition. I love being able to get secondhand decks from my friends, for one thing. Makes them a little more special. But also, a deck that's brand spanking new. And I think this is even the independent version, has a great box. We have Light Seers, the pocket edition. I love the deck. Love the deck. Having a pocket edition is a no-brainer. The Hay House pocket cardstock is really nice. And the little box stays shut, which is really nice. And it's the Light Seers. What's not to love, right? So that was, this one was a gift from Nancy, as was this. Crow Tarot Pocket Edition. I had a little conversation, I forget who it was with this morning, in the comments of her video about how I had the regular size and didn't connect with it, but this little pocket one that Nancy gave me makes the connection for some reason. I don't, maybe because it's more bird size, but she and I had the exact same experience with the pocket edition. It just sang all of a sudden. Of course, we have my my tiny Sparrow, which I've talked about this deck a couple of times, and how Nancy just handed it to me at my reading table, and I opened it up and did great readings with it all day, straight out of the box. It's very Rider-Waite-Smith, but it has this really nice digital collage, which just gives it a little more stuff to read by, right? And it feels very modern, you know, when you're reading for the people. That king looks a little Will Ferrell, doesn't he? Okay. Also from Nancy, the Rosebud Tarot. Does it have the Harper and Stilwell Wisner books? And this one, I have really enjoyed this deck. This deck is, again, digital collage. It has just enough extra to make it an interesting read, honestly. And if you put a little effort into kind of looking up what you think these people might be, because it doesn't really say in the guidebook, you can find some interesting information. Yeah, the Rosebud Tarot. I really like this. I like it more than I thought I would. And then, of course, from Mindful Tarot, Esther had put this on the potlatch table at Newt's last year. And this is one of the cool things that I picked up from that table. And it is a deck that she has, and she's done this a few times, where she photographs her deck, sends it in to make playing cards so that she can see the images a little better, or remove borders from, say, a very collectible. This is Kishabou, which is an old Japanese kind of Marseille and RWS mix. And in order to not destroy her collectible deck, she takes pictures of it, reprints it so that the borders are off. But apparently she didn't use this one. And then, of course, my Primordial Dreams. I've done a couple of videos on this one. This is just such a great thing. And yes, it's AI. And yes, it's weird. It is not at all RWS. But it's easier to figure these out than you might think. Primordial Dreams. I have a couple of videos where this deck is featured in my playlists. And I think this is the only one that I bought at Newt's. And this is the Angels Tarot by Robert and Place. Now, y'all know I am a Robert and Place super fan. This is one of his early decks. So the artwork is not as refined in this one as it is now. So if you get Tarot the Sevenfold Mystery or Alchemical Tarot, the 6th edition, or his new ones, the Alchemical Marseille, and he's got a new deck that he just finished and put out too. Dying to get those. We'll see. Someday. We are patient. And the really nice thing about Robert and Place is he keeps his decks pretty much in print. So as long as he's out there, we'll be able to get them, right? We don't have to hurry up. Okay, we're about halfway through. All right. These next two decks were sent to me by my very good friend. And it's because her mom has a used bookstore. She's actually since sold it because her mom is not doing well. But she's still, I mean, the guy bought the business from her mom. And she sent me the Dragon Tarot from Nigel Suckling. And this was a used deck. And it's, still widely available. This is, I think it's still even in print. Who's the publisher? Seco Books. But it's by Nigel Suckling, illustrated by Roger and Linda Garland. And it's dragons. Very much a pip deck. Let's see if there's... but the majors and the courts are beautifully illustrated. And the pips have a little to them. If you look at the background is arid in the wands, wet in the cups. Oh, that's nice. And it's just, they're really cool dragons, right? So very much enjoy that. Appreciate the gift from a friend. Don't love the box, but yeah. It sits on the shelf nicely, which... And she also sent me this. Now, she played around with this for a while before she sent it to me. But this is... Whoops. Angel Tarot cards by She Shall Who Remain Nameless and Raleigh Valentine. Really beautiful backs, yes. And the color-coded minors, I have these all arranged. When she sent it to me, it was all... And this could have been in my decks that are kind of destroyed, because when she got it, it was a used deck. Then she used it and shuffled it and played around with it. It's this shiny, shiny cardstock with the super ugly borders and the soulless DV phrasing. The cups are all with a blue border and kind of a mermaidy theme. The air suit, which actually is a dark blue. I mean, that's nice. The fire suit is red. I mean, Raleigh Valentine's artwork is just beautiful. I just don't love what they did with it, right? So we'll play around with that. We'll see. It may or may not stay in the collection. If I can't live with it, I'll trade it or sell it or give it away. This is a deck that my daughter got for me, and this is the Women of Science Tarot. And this, I think this was a Kickstarter. It's an interesting deck, but I haven't really had a lot of time with it. The majors are all female scientists. The minors are nano, micro, macro, and astro. So it's kind of a fun thing. The artwork is not beautiful. And I believe this was meant to be like a kid's game. The cardstock is kind of cheapy-weepy. The backs are okay. But the interesting part of this is the sciencey part. So it's fun to look at these women in history and see who did what and why. But it's a gift from my daughter, so we keep it and love it because of that. This is the Urban Crow Oracle. I don't think I showed this in the Oracle thing. Because I got it in the airport on the way to Las Vegas. This is in my Las Vegas haul. And I love it. I love this Oracle. I watched it while it was an independent. It was all over the place. I wanted it. I didn't get it because, you know. And it's fabulous. It's fantastic. It is a really good all-rounder. Of course, the Star Trek Tarot ad nauseum. Do I need to show you more? Probably not. All our yesterdays. Oh my God. We just watched this episode yesterday. King of Cups. McCoy. So in love with this girl. Determined to save her life. And they do. They do. Every once in a while, I'll be watching an episode of the show. And I'll say, oh, that's definitely the King of Cups. Or that's definitely the Eight of Swords. I've been right more than once. And my other Welkin deck, let's see if I can get to some cards you have not yet seen, or not lately anyway. There's, must be Bacchus, right? Apollo. Yeah. So these Welkin decks are just a treasure. I am so happy to have them. I would love to have more Welkin decks. I was looking on the website the other day. Beatles, New Wave, Shakespeare, hard to say. And then, of course, The Witch Sister by Julia Jeffries. It's another one my son gave me, just because I asked. But it's not expensive, right? It's a very inexpensive, mass market published, really lovely deck. I'm loving this cardstock. I have no complaints about this one, especially for the price. It was like $24 or something. Really cheap. And then this, this stunner, Old Whispers. Alas, I have not spent much time with it because I'm playing with other things. But, oh, she pretty. She's so pretty. Loving it. I feel like this will probably come out during the darker months. What I really need to do is bite the bullet and do some reading, right? We gotta read a little bit to completely get into that world. And Lilifer, which was in my, I want to say the birthday video number 2. Just beautiful watercolor, great cardstock, pretty backs. Yum. Stunning color. I don't know if you're getting how pretty the color is, but the color is really pretty in these watercolor paintings. Lilifer. I don't know if her website is closed down, but she was just about to take a vacation. So, and here's another one. I believe Kara said she's not going to do this deck again exactly as it is. So when she sells that last book or box of Tarot of the Garden of Persephone. Tarot of Persephone's Garden. Sorry. She said she may switch it up, do a second edition. She's not sure. We'll see. We'll see what the future holds for this really beautiful deck. Yeah. Really enjoying that one. Is that it? That's it. That's it for this episode of Birthday Decan / Tarot Collection. And thank you for coming.